Tell me you don't want me to marry her.
You gotta be kidding me right now.
Next Wednesday.
I had a friend who said they were being investigated at the bank.
You're serious?
When life puts them to the test.
Does that call you?
Don't worry about it. Are you okay?
I would appreciate it if you mind your business.
I don't want you to be here. I want to be alone.
Will their old habits
Can I see you tonight?
I need you to do something for me.
die hard?
I'm reminding you why you keep coming back.
Tyler Perry's Sistas, all new next Wednesday at 9. Watch it live.
All right, Sistas fans, now this will be my trailer breakdown for Season 5, Episode 2. This is going to encompass both the end credit teaser we saw at the end of this week's episode, as well as the full trailer you just saw at the beginning of this video. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't have an episode synopsis. I looked at TV Guide, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, but unfortunately, this is the only episode from between 1 and 5 that doesn't have a synopsis for some reason. But the synopsis is, my boyfriend's back. Based on everything, it seems like this could be in regards to Preston. This could be in regards to Gary. I don't know. But let me just say, and I've made it clear on social media, over the past like 24 hours, this preview already has me pre-pissed off for what's to come next week. Mainly when it comes to Karen and Andy. Okay. I want to try to get through this as best I can, so please bear with me. So, we have Danny, and she's talking to Calvin. So for those who were telling me about my prediction in the Sisters, like 15-second and 30-second promos for Season 5, oh, you said that Danny might be telling Zach about Karen being in the hospital. Actually, I think that's Calvin looking at the back of the head, and you all were right. So it seems that Danny goes over to Calvin and Maurice's apartment and tells Calvin about, what's been going on with Sabrina. So some of the dialogue here, Calvin going, "Now you're worrying me." Danny goes, "I had a friend, Logan, who said they were being investigated at the bank." Are you serious? Investigated? For the robbery. And then, Calvin has this look on his face like, no, you tripping. So yeah, it seems like Danny is the one that tells Calvin about what happened at the bank and the investigation. And then that leads to, him probably punching Q in the face, because we saw that in one of the early trailers for the season. Now, remember, this is what pissed me off towards the end of Season 4. Logan didn't really tell Danny much of anything, but what she did say was that, look, you need to tell your friend to get a lawyer. What did Danny do? Not a damn thing. All she said was that, did you rob the bank? And just joke around. But the one thing that Logan said he could tell Danny was to tell Sabrina to get a lawyer. But no, Danny didn't do that. All she did, girl, if you ain't do nothing, you're going to be fine. Just watch yourself. And now look at her. Look at her in jail. And now Danny wants to walk around like she, is trying to do something about it. But let's go back to the airport. We got Preston saying, "Tell me you don't want me to marry her." And Danny goes, "You got to be kidding me right now." And Mignon was actually on social media talking about how, this is, actually, let me see if I can pull that up, because this was the one time that Mignon was defending Danny, and I actually agree with her. But I think that's a result of the bad writing for Preston. Sorry, I just hit my mouse by accident here. But let me see if I can pull it up. What did she say? No thinking woman would be manipulated like that. You love me so much, you're going to marry someone else. Okay, now that I think about it, that feels weird, because you love me so much you're going to marry someone else, but at the same time, you really haven't done anything to show Preston that you love him. If anything, you've been acting the opposite of love. So on the one hand, I see what she's saying, but never mind. I take back what I said about agreeing. It just seems forced. The way Preston has been written, if this was like a way that, I don't know if Preston's last season is this season, or if he won't be shown after the first few episodes here, but I will say this much. Maybe Preston was written this way so Mignon finally has a way to defend Danny that makes sense. But if that's the case, I hate that, because that's character assassination for Preston. And that's really all I got to say about it. I did a separate video talking about how I hate the ultimatum idea because it just makes Preston look really bad. So, yeah, all right. So, later on, Danny shows up at the penthouse, but before we go there, we see Gary. It looks like he's sitting at his office and he's calling Andy. I believe she's on her way home to the penthouse back from the salon. And Gary says, "Can I see you tonight?" Andy's like, "I need you to do something for me." And then when he gets there, they're sitting down. It looks like Gary is actually the one who initiates their, lovey-dovey moment. It looks like he's taking off his shirt and everything. And he goes, Andy doesn't say this, but I'm guessing she's like, "What are you doing, Gary?" And he goes, "I'm reminding you why you keep coming back." Then Danny walks in, most likely after she comes from Calvin's apartment to tell her about the whole Sabrina situation. But, as she walks in, she looks, Gary and Andy are shocked, and Andy goes, "Oh my God." And Danny just has her arms folded, shaking her head. And I couldn't blame her one bit, because I was doing the same damn things. Because we wasted all this time in episode 1 with Andy going on about how, "No, you called me a bitch. Nuh-uh. You hurt me." Talking about pain and suffering. We're not good for each other, Gary. We need to stop this and move on. We spent a good 10 minutes. I'm probably exaggerating here, but it felt like it. We spent like a good 10 minutes on this bullshit. And then in episode 2, we're right back to it. What the fuck? Okay, sorry about that. I'm a little mad, as you can tell. And I haven't even gotten to the Karen parts. Trust and believe. That's coming. All right, so... matter of fact, that's really the last thing to talk about. Okay, so things really pop off due to the fact that we have Aaron just out of the blue showing up at the hospital. Just showing up at the hospital. And Karen's like, did Pam call you? Aaron's like, "No." Karen says, "Nobody knows I'm here." Aaron's like, "Karen, come on." And then she's like, "Did Zach call you?" Aaron's like, Don't worry about it. Are you okay?" And she starts yelling like, "I don't want you to be here. I want to be alone." And a couple of things right here. Just a couple things. Number 1. Does Zach even have Aaron's phone number? That's the first thing. Number 2, how would Zach even know you were here? I mean, even in the off chance Pam, before she got back to the salon or whatever, called Zach to let him know that Karen was in the hospital, how would Zach get in communication with Aaron? Number 3, how did Aaron even know she was there? I mean, some people are speculating maybe this is like the same doctor's office, hospital that Aaron took Karen to for the pregnancy, checkup and whatnot to begin with. So maybe one of Aaron's doctor friends let him know that Karen was there. Possibly, I don't know. But then another thing is, this leads to the next thing. So because she's pissed off and assumes Zach had something to do with this, she calls Zach's phone. It looks like we got Zach and Fatima at, their place just chilling. And Karen goes, "Hi, Fatima." And we got Zach signaling no, like, no, give me the phone. Fatima's like, "Zach, talk to this girl." And, good Lord, this is just ridiculous. It looks like, it looks like she's on speaker and, she's just going on, "I would appreciate it if you mind your own business." And I mean, if you mind your business. And I'm thinking like, is this in reference to Fatima? Is this in reference to Zach? Because she's just yelling at him because she thinks that Zach was the one that told Aaron about this bull. I don't know. But it gets to the point where she's like, "Nah, you a low down dirty bitch for that." So I'm thinking that's in reference to, Fatima telling Zach, "Talk to this girl." So what her mom said in the last episode meant nothing. Karen is just, and I feel so bad for Ebony because she's getting the fan hate, but I can see why the character is unlikable because this is completely uncalled for. She is just using any fucking excuse under the sun to to contact Zach to get back to the old days. It's like, if we're not together fighting like we used to, I'm going to start shit just for the sake of it. Seriously. Why the hell would Zach tell Aaron you were in the hospital even if he knew? Keep in mind, Zach still thinks he's the father because you have not you've told everyone but Zach that you went to the doctor and the timeline shows you don't know who the father is. So why the hell would Zach tell Aaron you were there? Stupid. All right, so then we have a scene over at Karen's apartment, and Zach, it looks like this is after Zach talks with Miss Lisa, and I think Aaron's there too, but Zach is like, this baby is mine. Maybe they cut the dialogue where it says, if this baby is mine, but according to what I heard in the end credit promo, this baby is mine. We gonna have to figure this shit out. And Lisa goes, why don't you just go on home? So I don't know. It looks like, she calls for a little, meeting of the potential baby daddies to go over the Karen stress thing, but she's doing this to herself. My guess is she's calling Aaron over about giving her space, and Zach, I don't know what she could be talking to Zach about, because this man is just trying to live his best life. Karen keeps inserting herself into it and causing her own damn problems. So folks, as you can tell, I'm already fucked up over this episode and it hasn't even come out yet. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how things play out, but I am not optimistic about how things are going to unfold as episode 2 comes on next week. I already tell my demeanor during that live stream is not going to be a good one, nor will Twitter. So thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you in the next one.